What it do? What it do? What it do? Y'all already know what the vibe is, man. 888, peace and prosperity. This rotation is the greatest, and every rotation after that. We gonna be all we could be and be the best we could be. Choices, chances, and changes. Dedication, determination, and discipline. If it ain't adding value to you, cut it and don't add value to it. You know what I'm saying? A respect to everybody that's out there saving their money, time, and energy. You know what I'm saying? And y'all already knew what it is, man. It's a V to the B to the Y to the Z. And don't forget my Oasis, man. Water's water, but there's a whole lot going on under surface. What's the vibe, man? So yeah, bro, if you on the channel, that mean you're vibing high, man. We litty, we living. You know what I'm saying? We really can't complain about shit, bro. We just gonna, you know what I'm saying, put in that work. Just got done. Quick little full body workout. You know what I'm saying? Keep the roosters tight. You know what I'm saying? Keep that circulation right. That prana, bro, gotta flow. But yeah, man. I wanna go ahead and chop it up with the tribe, man. What's good with the tribe, man? Grand Risings, man. Grand motherfucking Risings. Vamos, let's go. Let's get it. Hey, the vibe is back, bitch. You dig? But yeah, I want to chop it up with y'all real quickie on, you feel me? About when you step into spirituality, you understand what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of variations when it comes to this, you feel me? Like when you step into spirituality, which is you and your organic form, you know what I'm saying? You and your organic vibe, you understand what I'm saying? When it comes down to the spirituality, you understand what I'm saying? Now, why it's dangerous as fuck to step into your spirituality? I mean, as soon as you born, you are born into your spirituality, right? But you got the option to play specific games, like, you know what I'm saying? You could, if you ever play Infamous, you know what I'm saying? You could be the good guy with the blue powers, or you could be infamous like me with the red powers. But at the end of the day, they like to call you infamous because you're not trying to be famous, man. You're not trying to be no goody two-shoe ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like something that Pac said was like, man, I'm not nobody role model. You know what I'm saying? I shit bleed. I piss. I get mad. I get happy just like you. I'm not nobody role model, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people be looking up to me. A lot of people talk good about me. A lot of people talk bad about me. I know I'm in a lot of people's mouth, you know? So the best that I could do, the best that you could do is just keep the seasonings right, you know what I'm saying? The more they throw salt on your name, that's the more that bitch gonna pop, you feel me? The better it's gonna taste. But what I'm basically saying is like, I ain't perfect, you know what I'm saying? So I may sit here and drop some content about something one day, and then a couple rotations down the road, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit done changed because, hey, the only thing that stay the same is change. You understand what I'm saying? So everything is constantly growing on a micro, in a macro type level. You understand what I'm saying? So the dangers, you know what I'm saying? What make it dangerous when you really step into your spirituality, aka when you open your first eye. You know what I'm saying? Because as a child, your eye is open, but the indoctrination and the programming and the programmers and the assigned handlers that you've been assigned to throughout the rotations and the years and shit, you know, they try to turn you inside out. They try to crack the egg from the outside in. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to this spirituality, man, they are forces. Let me say this shit first and foremost. We all know that there's two different realms, right? There's reality and then there's society. The shit that goes on in society cannot amount to what goes on in reality. The shit that goes on in reality, society does not want to accept and abide by those specific guidelines. You understand what I'm saying? Like, society is basically man-made rules type shit. And then reality is universal laws. You understand what I'm saying? So society is created, and society has specific social experiments. You understand what I'm saying? Social constructs. The way that specific societies are set up, they produce specific type of energies. You know what I'm saying? Compared to, think about everybody that live in the projects. If they all lived on acres, like say it was a 100-acre land, right? But everybody that used to live in the projects got maybe like a 0.5 or an acre apiece. You know how better and different the energy would be than compared to being like sardines. You know what I'm saying? The social experiments, the projects was what? A project. You understand what I'm saying? So you gotta realize, bro, society wants certain things in place. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this is what I be telling myself. Like, I be talking to myself and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know nigga gonna be like, come on, Vabo, bro. It's a certain way that you handle shit. But the way I look at shit, bro, I don't care if you a felon or you not a felon. If you want to carry a gun and have a gun for your own protection, ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, if you out there trying to go rob niggas and hit licks and shit, whether you a felon or you not a felon, yeah, that shit out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? People work hard for their shit. So if the police, this is how I look at the shit, bro. If the police could go fucking pull you over and take you to jail and say you speeding and shit like that, why they can't get pulled over? Why they can't be taken to jail? Why they can't get receive fucking violations and jail times and citations for speeding and parking where they want and parking in places they ain't got no business doing? Because they gangs, bro. They some big ass gangs. You know what I'm saying? The military, the army, all of that. It's just different branches, bro. Muslims, Christians, it's just different gangs, bro. Different gangs that hold specific esoteric and exoteric knowledge, wisdom, spirituality, intellect. You know what I'm saying? And these are the motherfuckers that put themselves as the faces of society that do specific things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I went to the church maybe 3 days ago. I picked up some food, and they just all had nasty, evil-ass energy. The church was fucking filled with witches and warlocks, bro. So it's like everything that they told you that they said was good was bad, and everything they say is bad is really good. You know what I'm saying? If you know what I'm saying? But when it comes down, let's get into the whole meat and bones. Let's eat the fruit, plant the seeds type shit, right? Shit, my store's running low. So why stepping into spirituality, opening your first eye, could be dangerous for some people. For some people, my bad, y'all had to go ahead and clear some of that storage up, you heard me? But like I was saying though, bro, when it comes to opening your first eye, your third eye, why it's dangerous for some is because, like I said, bro, there's two different realms of living that's going on. There's people that live in reality, and then there's people that live in society. There's people that live in reality that could blend in with society. There's people that live in society that would never be able to blend in with reality, which you call your bots, NPCs, low vibers, no lives, low lives, gang stalkers. You understand what I'm saying? It's two type of entities on this realm of reality. Those who are technological based, those who are Mother Nature based. Even though Mother Nature is the greatest form of technology, but you understand what I'm saying? There's the form that can reproduce itself, and that's the form that cannot reproduce itself. I mean, yes, another robot can create another robot, but another robot cannot actually give birth to another robot. You understand what I'm saying? So the reason why it's so dangerous when you open up your first eye, bro, you dig? Because there's a lot of witches and warlocks, necromancers, fucking shapeshifters, lizards, reptoids, insectoids. There's, like they say, man, a rabbit hole is deep, right? So in order to get through the rabbit hole, What is your flashlight? Your flashlight is your first eye, your third eye, right? You understand what I'm saying? So, like I said, there's two different existences going on. There's reality, and then you got society. The shit that's going on in society is fucking man-made and is inhumane. Even though none of us are humans, but we are having a human experience. But you understand what I'm saying? The tax that they try to put on this human meat suit, this vessel, you know what I'm saying, this vehicle to get across the rivers of life, is inhumane. You understand what I'm saying? But where there's a will, there's a way. So if you open your first eye and you don't know nothing about protecting yourself, you don't know nothing about the chakras, you don't know nothing about your crystals, sun gazing, moon gazing, breath work, tai chi, you don't know nothing about none of that shit, and you open your first eye, yeah, you can get psychosis. Yeah, you can lose your mind. And you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can get hijacked easily and get your fucking soul abducted on some get out shit. You know, because these entities, they'll be like, oh, he don't know how to, he don't know how to protect herself. You know, protect their energy. You dig? And it's like this, man. When you open your first eye, your third eye, bro, you get all of the secrets. You get all of the downloads. You get all the upgrades because you respecting source. You letting source know, like, I'm walking by faith and not what's in my face. You understand what I'm saying? So source gonna continue to give you what you was destined to receive. Ain't none of us was born here to work no motherfucking job, which is society standards. Like, for example, me, look at my bed, bro. Let's say if I want to go work at Waffle House, society gonna tell me I need to wear fucking, I gotta cut that shit, basically. They not gonna even probably let me wear a face guard. They gonna be like, yeah, you gotta cut that bed, that's too much. When in other places, don't nobody gotta cut their bed or do none of that shit to work where they want to work. If you don't want to eat from their hands or shit like that, then you don't got to. You know, nobody forcing you. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't nobody got no gun to your motherfucking head. You feel me? So when it comes to opening your first eye, man, you gotta make sure that you had, you know, it's like trying to dunk, dog. You gotta learn how to lay up first. You gotta learn how to dribble. You know what I'm saying? You gotta learn how to handle the ball, how to hold the ball, how to palm the ball. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get your verticals up before you dunk. You know what I'm saying? Because if not, you gonna fucking hurt your wrists, hurt your legs, hurt your knees. You might not know how to come down off the jump, how to accept that impact, all type of shit. Y'all get what I'm saying? I ain't trying to be all over the place and shit. But that's the dangers of opening your eyes, man. Opening your eye. That's the dangers of stepping into your spirituality, aka, you know what I'm saying? I don't have no religion and shit, but if religion was religion, spirituality is the first religion and the original religion. Everything else is man-made and watered down to a specific occult leader that he wants shit ran away in his image. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, they got some positive things in the Bible, bro. You could find some positive shit in the witchcraft book. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be scared to receive this knowledge, wisdom, spirituality, and intellect. But see, when you got that knowledge, wisdom, spirituality, and intellect, and your intuition, your ultra instincts is all in one, they scared of that, bro. They fear that. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, bro, you could see shit from a mile away. You could see, you could smell this shit. You could hear this shit. And another thing about that, you know, if you ever watch fucking Naruto, you know, they got different jutsus, right? They got genjutsus, they got ninjutsus, tsukiyomis, all type of shit, right? Renegans, they got Sharingans, and basically the Sharingan and the Renegan is basically you opening up your first eye, your third eye, beyond a level that most would never be able to increase or reach. And you could do this from either what's in your genetics, or you could do this from practice, because repetition is the key to success, right? So if you constantly focusing on your candles, you constantly working on and utilizing your telepathy, you know what I'm saying, mastering your telepathy, your telekinesis, your teleportation, just like working out and hitting push-ups. In order to bounce that shit up like that, you know, you got to have muscle control, muscle concentration. learn how to contract your muscles righteously, but on a metaphysical level. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's nothing to control the physical, which is the 7 basic chakras. So in the physical body, there's 7 basic chakras. So in the mental body, that must mean there's another 7 set of chakras. And then in the spiritual body, the soul body, there must be another 7 set of chakras. A 7 set of chakras, right? As above, so below. You feel me? So as we are below, because your avatar is above, you know what I'm saying? It's like you just went to Toys R Us and shit, got Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas, got your PS2, you know what I'm saying? And you playing a game, but you playing as CJ. So in reality, whatever your name is, like my name Vabo. So Big Vabo, my God body, you know what I'm saying? The God body that's above this God body, as above as below, is playing this character out. You understand what I'm saying? So you want to make sure when you step into your character, you got all the characteristic traits so that you can express your character. Because there's a lot of people that's trying to assassinate your character. You understand what I'm saying? So when you open up your first eye, bro, your third eye, I mean, when you clearly open it up, when you have an ego debt, when you have multiple ego debts, to the point I didn't have so many ego debts, I be having to like refresh myself, because I be losing interest in all the things that's possibly can be taking place down here. You know, a lot of things bore me, bro. I don't want to watch nobody play football, nobody play basketball, nobody play Madden, you know, play the game, play Call of Duty. Like, I don't care about none of that shit. Sometimes I don't even be caring about making music. That's how detached I be from everything in this bitch. But then I be reminding myself, like, bro, you like my partner told me a long time ago, he was like, bro, you got to learn how to have that balance in the spiritual realm, in the physical realm. I was like, I ain't want to shit on him or sound egotistical or arrogant. But at the, you know, I don't really like being entitled neither, you heard me? But back then I told a nigga, I was like, bro, you not like me. I mean, everybody's journey is different, bro, but you know what I'm saying? Majority of my time is spent in the spiritual realm than it is in the physical realm. Even though it look like I am physically here with you, nigga, I am in a mental realm or a spiritual realm more than anything. Like, I was working at this one restaurant at Hawaii and shit, and the only black dude that worked there, he was like, yeah, bro, you gotta learn how to stay out your head so much. And I was like, nigga, I ain't ask you for this advice. I ain't tell you none of that. Like, the fuck? But in actuality, my head is heaven. So you want me to leave heaven, and you want me to succumb to these circumstances and these conditions that you dealing with, that you going through. The way that they treating your ass in this bitch. The way that they treat you, they don't treat me like that. When they see me coming, they know to get the fuck out my way. They know to leave me alone. They know if they don't got nothing to talk about, don't talk to him. They know that. You know what I'm saying? When I be working at these jobs and shit, they know, like, he ain't going for none of that shit. Like, I was working at California Pizza when I lived in Texas. This was maybe about 8 years ago or some shit. And I ain't even knew what gang stalking was consciously, but subconsciously and unconsciously I did. And my manager came back, though, one day, and he was like, damn, bro. He was just trying to fuck with me and shit. And he was like, damn, bro, you ain't no fun. You're not going to even play the game. And I was in my head like, play what game, bitch? The game of the manager harassing the fucking coworkers? Or trying to make the fucking co-workers feel below him or beneath him? No, I'm not about to feel no type of way. I'm not about to interact in your shit, bitch. If we ain't talking about work, we don't got nothing to talk about. Nothing. Because when I leave this job, bitch, don't come in my face talking about, yeah, we all family here. Maybe y'all family, bitch, but I ain't family. I ain't y'all family, bitch. My family is a bunch of motherfuckers that's not around me right now, or maybe you can't see in the flesh. Fuck you talking about? But that's why it's so dangerous, bro, when it comes to opening your first eye, because all these spells and shit, all of this witchcraft, all of this evil shit, all of this, because I know a lot of people be like, man, how the fuck do we fail from power, bro? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people always want to say, yeah, we fall from heaven with God and whoop-de-whoop and all that shit. Everybody got their own fucking explanation and shit. You know? Or like some people be like, I probably said it my down south, but some people be like, yeah, before you got here, you signed a contract on what you wanted to do and how you wanted your life to be. And sometimes I'll be like, yeah, that's true. And then sometimes I'll be like, it's not. But then sometimes I'll be like, yeah, it's really true, because it's just like if you go buy a game or some shit, it's going to ask you how you want to create your character, what level of difficulty you want to play the game on, what jersey you want to wear, what kind of clothes you want to wear, shit like that. You feel me? So to a certain degree, yeah, you did pick your life in the way that it was going to be before you got here. And they wipe your memory out. Not the higher ups that's on our side wiped our memory, but these fucking reptoids and these reptilians and these shapeshifters or these motherfuckers, these lizard people, they wiped our memory. Especially, like, let me tell you something, bro. The baby that had a water baby and the baby that was born in the hospital. I mean, I can't sit here and give you the statistics, but I guarantee you that water baby gonna be way more healthier and spiritually connected to source than that baby that was in that hospital, because that baby in that hospital, aka society, the hospital, and you go deliver your baby is for society, and they're gonna program and hit you with different vaccines to cut your spiritual cords and your etheric cords to the source and to the spirit realm, because that's why babies be on point. That's why babies know who to fuck with, who not to fuck with. You know what I'm saying? Off the energy, off the screen, you feel me? But also nowadays, you got to realize, like, a lot of babies nowadays are getting evil. A lot of babies are evil. A lot of babies are bad. I'm not saying that all babies are bad and evil, but a lot of babies are bad. A lot of babies are evil. You know what I'm saying? They say birds of a feather flock together. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people be having babies because they know the government gonna give them certain fucking accolades and checks and Section 8 and food stamps and WIC and shit. Some people don't give a fuck about their kids. Some people don't. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that baby get treated a certain way. Might turn that baby out. Baby probably was a good baby, but living in a fucking ghetto ass household, nigga turn rotten. You know? But you know, the babies can also see that you got your first eye, your third eye open. The babies can see that you brought your innocence back. Cause that's what that's one of the things about when you open your first eye, your third eye, bro. It brings back some of your innocence. You understand what I'm saying? The world might not want to accept that, but you back in your childlike type of energy. You're not worried about shit. You know, you just living life. You're not being indoctrinated to program. You just going off the energy of source that feeds you. You know what I'm saying? And society don't want that. So a baby that's born in society, aka the hospital, gonna have deficiencies and problems that he should have not been born with, because these evil motherfuckers was in there fucking with him to make sure that's another one that don't open their third eye, their first eye. Now the baby that's in the water baby, the baby that was born in Africa somewhere in the woods or some shit, maybe born at home, you know, but wasn't born in the hospital, that baby gonna have a better connection with source, gonna be healthier, don't have to get no vaccines, you know what I'm saying? And that baby first eye and third eye gonna be healthy. You feel me? But as we grow older and you leave the stages of being a child and a baby, this world try to indoctrinate you. Like some people say, give me a child that's 7 years old, and give me a child till he's 7 years old, and I'm gonna show you what he gonna be for the rest of his life. So society like to indoctrinate us, but reality keep us in reality. Reality keep us real with ourselves. You know, it's society's artificial flavor. Society is great value. You know what I'm saying? Society is the new watermelons and the grapes with no seeds. That's what society is. Reality is the big ass grapes that got seeds in it, the big ass watermelons that's as long as your arms, and you can split them up with the family. And that's what they did. They want to create all these personal I, even though I am all, and I am nothing at the same time. But at the end of the day, that's why they created a personal watermelon, so that you don't share it with the family. They created an iPhone. They created all of these different mechanisms of separation. But see, when you open up your first eye, your third eye, you realize that you are connected to everything. You know? You is. And I know this shit sound crazy, but you is, bro. You know, you like, Cause I know one of the I saw one post and I had comment on that bitch, and one dude was like, yeah, what you think about pops up in your reality to a certain degree, because unconsciously, subconsciously, unconsciously, I'm not thinking about being racist or being around hateful ass people, but out of nowhere they come out of nowhere. You feel me? But it's like in the body, right? The body always got white blood cells, red blood cells, and may have a minimum of cancer cells. And who's those cancer cells? The hateful people, the evil people, the shapeshifters, the witches and the warlocks. Those who trying to make shit seem as if what it is, it really ain't. You know what I'm saying? And when you got your first eye open, your third eye open, you can see shit for what it is. And some people like to call it the spirit of discernment. It's all different type of names for this shit, you hear me? But once they know that you open up your first eye, you a threat. You a fucking threat. And you could survive and you can handle the pressure that it comes with opening your first eye, your third eye. You a fucking threat. And when they realize, because I'm going to talk about my situation just a little bit. When they realize that you open up your first eye, your third eye, which also allows you to become more ESP, extrasensory perception. Basically, the third eye, the first eye is no different from the mycelium network. Under the ground, all of the trees and everything is connected. And on this realm of reality, we are all connected too. You know, it may be different ships, it may be different parts of the ship, but we are on this one big ass ship together. It may be like I said, they got a deck above us, they got the deck under, you know what I'm saying? They got the captain's quarter, they got all type of different parts of the ship, right? Like a cruise ship, a Carnival cruise ship. Norwegian cruise ship. There's the captain quarters. They got bathrooms everywhere. They got clubs. They got different parts of the shit. And certain people energies go wherever they resonate with. You understand what I'm saying? Like niggas that eat meat gonna be going to the fucking the shish kebab shop. You know what I'm saying? And then motherfuckers that eat fruit and shit just gonna skip the line, go get their fruit and go sit at their table and shit. You feel me? But when it comes, like I say, bro, when it comes to opening your first eye, bro, your third eye, bro, you know, this world is set up and built up and built off of deception, misery, pain, blood, confusion, evilness, wickedness. But at the end of the day, I can't lie to you, bro. Throughout all of this evil that's going on, this evil is causing evolution. You understand what I'm saying? Like sometimes you gotta be grateful that you could learn and live. Some people gotta live and learn. You know what I'm saying? But in this society, bro, you realize like, bro, it was built off lies, bro, deception, off of fake shit. So somebody that got their first eye open, they could see it all. And you may not be on their team. You may not be one of them. They don't like you because you not like them. They dislike you because they can't get like you. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to try to make it seem like you the crazy one or something wrong with you, or you throw it off, or you should be ostracized, or you should be banned from society, because society does not want to evolve. Society does not want to grow. Society does not want to mature. They want to pervert things and become more hypersexualized and hyper satanic than ever. And when you're not going with that shit, they're going to try to make it seem like you the bad guy. Like, for example, what I'm going through since my shit open and shit, I be walking in public, bro, and it's part of my gang stalking campaign. But when I be walking in public, bro, I mean, the witches and the warlocks, anybody that don't walk with God is already on my ass. I'm think about getting evil eye at one time. Let's say it's 303, right? I walk into the library, it's 303. Soon as I walk into the library, before I walk into the library, they can feel my energy. One, I'm going to say that. Two, when I walk in the library, right, at 303, there's about 40 to 50 people sitting at the computer section, right? I mean, all eyes are going to, at one time, are going to leave what they doing. Some people going to rub their nose. Some people going to play in their hair. Some people going to fucking evil eye me. Some people going to do psychic attacks. They all going to do some type of evil capability or accolade to try to send that evil energy to blind my first eye, my third eye, have it blurry, have it fuzzy, have it dried eyes, red eyes, you know. I try to play on my perception, try to play on what I see going on. So if I got about 40 people evil eyeing me, psychic attacking me, I mean, in different areas too of the library, but it's about 40 people attacking me at one time. And that's basically like trying to pull your intuition or your instincts or your attention in every direction at one time. You only got 2 sets of eyes, right? And you got 40 people attacking you with psychic attacks and evil eyes and doing witchcraft, right? At one time, right? They sending their fiery darts at one time. It's 3:03. I just walked in the library and I'm getting attacked by 40 people at one time. So that will make it seem, because if you try to let it be known that you are capable of seeing, you are capable of looking at 40 people at one time, that's going to make it seem like you're a freak. Also, it's going to try to, what they try to do is they trying to scatter your energy. They're trying to scatter your brain. They're trying to scatter your focus. Because, you know, once you focus on one specific task, you can multitask, but honestly, when you focus on one specific task at a time, you could thoroughly get it done. You could thoroughly check it, rough draft, final draft. You know, you can make sure everything right. You know, but when you got 80 things going on, you know, you spreading your energy thin. Like, for example, if you got about if you having sex with 10 different females, if you're a female, you having intercourse with 10 different men, that's spreading you thin. Emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, intentionally, you spreading yourself thin. You feel me? So it's like you want to focus, bro. You want to lock in. And when you got your first eye open, your third eye open, they could see that shit. They could see that if you look in their eyes, you know everything they got going on. So they don't even want to look in your eyes. Even looking in your eyes scare them. It's crazy. You know, whether you on SR or you a chosen one, you just been on your spiritual path, bro. You start to, like, bro, you sit back one day and you say to yourself, like, damn, how long this shit been going on? How long I have not been knowing what I know now? That shit'll fuck you up. You dig? And it's like I say, there's some good things you can read out the Bible. There's some good things you can read out of a witchcraft book. You know? Because a lot of books that witches be putting out, they be having a lot of information about herbs and the benefits of what it could do and shit. And it's not being evil. It's not like I'm growing some fucking Reggie and I'm selling it on the street, selling this that Za. That's evil, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Just like these Masons and these Freemasons, they got the information to this esoteric knowledge, but they utilize it in secrecy and evilness. You know what I'm saying? And to pray to their daddy. You know what I'm saying? Suck their daddy dick. Me, I'm not drinking no blood. I'm not eating no flesh. I'm not sacrificing no goats. I'm not slitting no throats of no goats. I'm not killing no animals. I'm not sacrificing no humans, because that's not my guide. You know, when you go to church, they say, yes, eat the flesh and drink the blood of Jesus Christ. That is vampiric shit. That is vampire shit. Yes, bitch, vampires exist. Necromancers, witches, warlocks, Masons, Freemasons. But like I said, when you got your first eye open, you can see every different player for what they are. You know how some people got to be around people to study them and know them and pick up on shit? When your first eye open, bro, your third eye open, bro, you basically got Renegon, you got Sharagon, you got X-ray vision. You know what I'm saying? You got energyologist capabilities that the zoologist wouldn't hire you for. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, peep this shit out. Yesterday, I went to go to the store to go check out a couple animals and shit, right? So I went to the store. And right before I walked in the door, there was this big-ass white dog, bro. I call him Fluffy. Big-ass white dog. Probably about a good 200 pounds. It's big. And he was trying to run out the door. And then, because my telepathic link linked in with him. And then his owner telepathic link had a lag. You know what I'm saying? Because my 5G services and providing information and Wi-Fi is stronger than his shit. So he was jerking his dog, checking his dog, choking his dog, mad as fuck at his dog. as I'm about to walk in the building, and then he looked at me, he evil-eyed me and shit, gave me that nasty-ass face. And I was like, I know why, bro. Because whenever somebody walking their dog down the street, bro, they dog, I don't care if it's an evil dog, it's a good dog, it's a bad dog, it's a fat dog. All the motherfuckers run up to me. All of them. All of them. And them people don't like that shit. These witches, these warlocks, you know, some of these white people, some of these shapeshifters, some of these lizard people, some of these insectoid people don't like that shit. That they animals want to come around something that's authentic. That's not artificial. You know, like my auntie used to call me a dog whisperer and shit, or animal whisperer. And I'm like, I just fuck with the animals, bro. I love them. They know they can smell my pheromones. They can smell I don't eat them. I don't kill them. I don't hurt them. I don't beat on them. I love them. I had went by this one lady, dog, because I was with my sister. My mama had kicked me out and shit at the time. So I was sleeping in my sister's car. And she had brought me by her white friends and the white people that support her like my mama was supposed to. You know, you don't always get love from home. You know what I'm saying? So my sister was going wherever her cult was at, her club, her members, her friends, whatever. So I was with the white people. I spent the night over there by the white people, right? So I went inside and shit. And they was like, yeah, if you want to sleep on the sofa, you can. You know, the only thing is just the dogs be on the couch. You might wake up with dog hair everywhere. And I do have a cat. I was like, I don't mind none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And then the lady told me, she was like, yeah, I have a dog, but my dog is a lesbian. My dog is gay. And I was like, word? Whatever, all right. So the lady dog came, sat on me, and kept looking up under my arms and shit. And she was like, wow, I never saw my dog act like that. I never saw my dog do that. My dog must really like you. You must be a good person. And I'm in my head like, shit, I just be cooling, bitch. You hear me? Fucking dog looking under my arms and shit. Tearing my ass up, you hear me? Because he was looking at anointed Earl, that Christ-conscious Earl. You know what I'm saying? That's why your mama or your granny used to always rub that Earl, that olive oil on your head. Anoint yourself. You understand what I'm saying? Keep your protection on you. That's something that I've been having to work on lately. Keep my protection on me whenever I step out in public. Because these witches and these warlocks, these hoes is out here. You feel me? And I'm like, I just got a connection with the animals, bro. I just got a connection with anything that's organic. What the fuck? You see the name of my name? You see my name, dog? You see the name of my channel? Organic Vibes, bitch. So anything that's organic, anything that's real, that's authentic, it's gonna fuck with me. It's gonna like me. I ain't saying they got a friendly vibe with me. I ain't saying they do gotta like me, but, you know, it's gonna be like you a breath of fresh air instead of having to fucking exhale a fucking fart. You know what I'm saying? And the people don't like, a lot of motherfuckers don't like that, bro. Because like I said, bro, your eye is open. You can see them for what they are, what they bought, what they do, what skeletons they got in their closet. So they don't want your first eye open. They don't want your third eye open. They don't want you around. That's the dangers of when it comes to opening your eye. That's the dangers of stepping into the spirituality. Because, see, the real world is ran off of, the real world is spirituality. And the fake world is society. And a lot of people living in society, and they live into society norms, you know, not realizing like, hey, bro, you living in the artificial world. You living in the world that came before Meta, that came before these Oculus glasses. You living in that world. We living in the real world. And cold water don't like hot water. Fake people don't like real people. And when you're real, you know, that's what the fuck happens. But I ain't want to be no chatty patty, man. I just want to talk about the dangers of stepping into spirituality, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a two-sided coin, man. There's dangers and there's also rewards and shit like that. And the thing about spirituality, bro, we all gonna have to step into it one day or another. Because if you don't step into your spirituality, you know, I don't know everything, but if you don't step into your spirituality, you're gonna consciously get yourself recycled through the moon. They're gonna fuck the moon is the base where they live on. That's why the moon's so close to us. That's why you can see the moon and you always see one side of the fucking moon. Because that's their base. That's where they work at. You know what I'm saying? It's closer than what you think. You know what I'm saying? And they just gonna try to recycle your ass. They want you to stay in religion so they could use you, utilize you, And when you step into spirituality, you finding your way. You starting to learn the true mechanisms and operations of what the pyramids had going on. You starting to realize, like, what happened to all the other different ancient civilizations and shit like that. They stepped into their spirituality. You know what I'm saying? They utilize this body, which is the vehicle, to get across the rivers of life. When some people, they want to still stay at the dock. You know what I'm saying? They still want to stay asleep. They want to play for the other side. Y'all see the bumblebee? Smell my pheromones, man. But you know, that's the dangers and shit. Open up the spirituality, man. You could get lost in the spiritual realm, bro. It's scary. I ain't gonna lie, it's scary, bro. Maybe I had opened my eye fully before I was supposed to, but the way I am, bro, I'm just like, fuck it. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm tenacious. I'm resilient. I'm not about to let these bitch ass motherfuckers take me out. Fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? I was a little boy, bro. I used to always be like, I was a jit. I was like, bro, I used to always hear about a funeral every fucking week. And I was like, damn, bro. I asked my uncle one day, I was like, I used to ask a lot of old people. I was like, damn, people don't die from old age no more. Nah, bro. Because a lot of them was eating bad, living bad. And then a lot of them don't realize some of that shit was behind insurance policies, behind money. You know, they didn't want you to get into a certain plateau. They didn't want you to get to the certain stage, bro. And that's the same thing about opening your first eye, your third eye. Like, they don't want you to open that bitch. They don't want you to fully utilize the capabilities. They don't want you to realize that, hey, bro, you can heal yourself without having to be cut open. They don't want you to know that in when you step into spirituality, bro, you realize that, bro, you don't gotta go to the hospital for nothing. As long as you respect your spiritual nature, your physical and your mental body, as long as you align with the alignment and the things that are required to keep you vigorous and vibrant. You understand what I'm saying? They're not going to tell you that shit. See, that's society. Society not going to tell you that shit. But see, reality is, you know what I'm saying? Like, sound healing, Reiki, and all of that. I mean, light healing, vibrational healing, frequency healing, crystal healing, water healing, grounding healing, sun gazing healing, mud bath healing, all of these different capabilities, man. Let's say if your fucking liver was fucking rotten and shit, you could reverse that shit. I mean, your shit may even be chronic. You could reverse that shit. As long as you live in reality about it, as long as you take the reality route. But if you take the route that society try to tell you, then you're going to be assed out, Chuck. Stuck like Chuck. You feel me? What we looking like on the battery? I ain't want to be no chatty patty for too long. But I just want to chop it up like the dangers of opening up your eye, bro. Your first eye. The dangers of truly living in spirituality and not religion. The dangers of living in the truth is less far dangerous than living in a lie. Living in the lie will keep everything going smooth like it's supposed to. But when you're living in the truth, you realize, hey, bitch, the police is just those who enforce policies. They give laws that they don't abide by. And then if you could give me a law, bitch, who take the police to jail, bitch? You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to sit here and say they created this whole system to keep you a slave in this bitch society. But in actuality and reality, if more people start to live in reality and less in society, that's the more people gonna come together. That's the more people, hey, we gonna put our money together. We gonna buy 100 acres of land. We gonna divide everybody that's gonna get their land, and everybody gonna have the job to produce a specific fruit, veggie, or herb that is the requirements for you to live on the land. You have to produce something, or you have to be a carpenter. Know about plumbing, solar panels. You have to be a contribution. You have to be an asset, not a liability, right? So if everybody was to put their money together and buy 100 acres worth of land, and then everybody go ahead and get like a 0.5 or an acre a piece, and maybe 2 or 5 acres a piece, depending on how many people do it, build that community up, get shit going that way, fuck them. How you gonna sit here, like for example, how you gonna sit here and tell me if I buy some land I could either use it as agriculture or farmland. Nah, bitch. Y'all got all of these fucking properties and shit all over the world talking about some, yes, no trespassing, government facility. Trespassing is a felony. What? Who gave y'all the permission to do this shit? So I don't need no permission from nobody. As long as I ain't fucking over nobody, fucking over nobody else shit. Fuck y'all, bitch. I don't need nobody permission to do shit. But in actuality, there is ways you got to go about certain things, you know what I'm saying? In order to eat a sweet potato, a baked sweet potato, you got to bake it. You can't eat it raw. So you got to go through the process of certain shit. But there's a will, there's a way. But it's like, in this fucking society that they set up with all these rules that they don't abide by, how can you go around this shit and come out on top? Well, there's a will, there's a way. You know? Fuck it. They got all these rules and regulations and shit. Fuck it, bitch. You know what we gonna do? We gonna move to Ecuador, right? We're gonna move to Ecuador and we gonna buy 50 acres. They don't have no rules. They don't have no restrictions. They don't have nothing. They say just once you buy this bitch, you bought this bitch. You don't gotta pay a mortgage. You don't have to pay taxes. No. Once you purchase this property, it's yours. And you do whatever the fuck you want with it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that's the dangers of society, man. I mean, that's the dangers of spirituality, you feel me? You see things for what it is and not what you want them to be, or not what they want you to be perceived, them to be perceived as, you know. They projections no longer work on you, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. We had like a nice little joke, so I ain't wanna be no chatty patty, man. If y'all wanna look out on the Cash App, it'll be $781 THEVBYZ. And y'all have a beautiful rotation. Y'all stretch. Y'all eat good. Y'all meditate. And be grateful for what you got, man. 'Cause some people have more than you and don't have nothing at all. And some people don't have much or nothing, but have everything that people wish they could have. And that's why a lot of people be hating on you, baby. If you're a chosen one, you're a real, you know, one, you on SR, you're celibate, because you got something that they don't have. And I think, I don't know who said this, was it Nino Brown? Somebody said this shit like, if all you have is money, you are the brokest motherfucker here. You know what I'm saying? So keep your integrity, keep your diligence, keep your character traits, keep your personality, keep who you are with you at all times. Because this world, this society is looking to see who they could devour, who they could take, who they could put back to sleep. And I know I'm on the Truman Show. I know that everybody is participating in this show to keep this fucking world as seems as if it's going naturally and normally how it's supposed to. But I know all this shit fake. I know it's people participating in a movie, which is my movie. You know, like I had one of my old handlers told me one time, Vabo, all the background characters are important. So don't fuck over them, don't shit on them. They make the movie. Sometimes they drop information. You know, but their whole goal is not to interact with you. That's why we got these NPCs, these monitoring spirits, these gang stalkers and shit. They all part of the movie, man. To make the movie go. You know what I'm saying? Like I was walking past the homeless shelter the other day. And I mean, bro, I was down the street. Maybe about a good 40 feet down the street, but I was getting closer. And it's like, I be asking myself, like, I be having conversations with my God body, bro, my higher self. I'm in my God body, but as above as below, you know what I'm saying? So I'm talking to my higher self, and I'm like, bro, how the fuck do people be knowing that I'm coming and I don't even be in the building yet? It's the same way how you could be riding down the street and you could smell that food cooking. You could smell McDonald's. You could smell hot dogs. You could smell chicken. Or you could smell somebody baking the cake riding down the street. Energy comes in different forms. And as I'm walking down the street, this random dude was like, oh shit, there he go right there. That's him right there. And I was like, damn. They really over there whispering and shit before I even got up close to him. But I could hear him. And they was like, there you go right there. That's him right there. And I was like, damn, bitch, I'm the talk of the town. I was walking down the street. I left the library yesterday. Bro, every car, everybody walking down the street, everybody walking past the library could not just help but not to look in that bitch and look at what they was trying to see. Oh, it's me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, bro, it's a beautiful world, bro. It's a beautiful life. You know what I'm saying? To be mystical, to be a mystic. You know what I'm saying? To be a realionaire, to be an intellectual there, to be a chosen one. You know, I know a lot of people be like, man, I be feeling it. I be feeling that shit too. A lot of people be like, man, being chosen, dog. They hate this shit. They hate this world. You know what I'm saying? They hate the way that this shit be going and shit. But I'm like, bro, it be getting tough sometimes. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you, dog. But I be like, shit, I'd rather be walking in the shoes that I'm walking in than be walking in their shoes. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be a chosen one than not be chosen. I'd rather be a targeted individual and then be a gang stalker. You know what I'm saying? There's two sides to the coin. Sometimes it may land on the side of itself, but it's two sides of a coin. So it's either you a chosen one or you a gang stalker. Simple and plain. And then there's some people that don't participate in this shit. But if they call on you and shit, you ain't got no choice. Unless you're gonna become a targeted individual or you're gonna be a gang stalker. So I take this shit, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I never been in the military, bro. I never been in the service of the army, but I am in the military. I am in the army for the source, for the Most High. And that's the dangers of opening your first eye, your third eye. That's the dangers of stepping into spirituality. Listen to what it says, spirituality. You still hear reality in the spiritual realm. Everything trickles down from the spirit realm, right? So spirituality, reality, everything's come from the spirit, right? So you're in the most optimist, the most rarest form that people should all want to be in. But everybody don't want to believe that their girlfriend don't love them. She just love money. Everybody don't want to believe that that man don't love you. He needed somewhere to live. He needed a car. He needed some transportation. You know, some people they don't want to hear that. They love their lies. This society love their lies. That's why this world's so fucking sick. They love their lies. I be having conversations with myself. I be like, damn, bro, I can't stand this shit. This shit's stupid. They built all this shit on lies, on lies, on lies, on lies, on lies. This shit fucking... But then I sat back and I told myself earlier, I was like, hey, bro, that's just another weight. See, lies is a dumbbell. You know what I'm saying? The lies that the people spread are dumbbells. And you are the body. You are the truth. The truth is your body, right? So the stronger the body is, the easier it is to pick up and read through the lies, to pick up the lies, to pick through the lies. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, people that lie to you don't realize they basically increasing your spirituality. People that hate on you don't realize they increasing the self-love that you have for yourself. People that talk behind your back don't realize that, like, hey, you gonna be more assertive and alertive and talk that shit in their face than behind their back than what they do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like everything that seems negative is a positive to a certain degree, right? You know, they got Big Pharma everywhere. You can get a Percodan 30. They killed Dr. Sebi. So what's next for us to do? You know what the universe did for us? They off Dr. Sebi. So then the universe was like, you know what? Now Yaki Awaken has stepped into the place. You know? And then there's going to be somebody that comes behind Yaki Awaken that got more fucking fire, more juice, you know? But all of these people were teachers. Everything is a teacher. Everything is a teacher. It's up to you if you are willing to be taught. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, a lot of situations where some of my past women was cheating on me and shit. I was like, you know, I'm a handsome man. You know what I'm saying? I got a mouthpiece on me and shit. I could play the game like them. But if I play the game like them, I'm going to be just like them. And I don't need to cheat nobody because they cheating on me. So in order to feel fulfilled, I need to cheat on my spouse and shit. No, I don't need to go to no bitch, no woman for money, for a car, for a place to stay, for happiness, to make myself feel good. I could do all of that on my own. It may take me a while, but they easy come, easy go. The delayed gratification is better than instant gratification. How fast you got it is how fast it's gonna leave, you feel me? But I ain't wanna be all over the place and shit. I just wanted to chop it up with y'all about the dangers of stepping into spirituality, which really ain't no danger. You know what I'm saying? The real danger is not stepping into spirituality. That's to be real with you. The real danger is not stepping into your truth, not being authentic. That's the true danger, because your ass gonna be recycled in this bitch. Reincarnation. But see, spirituality give you the keys to realize what the ancient Sumerians and the Atlanteans and the different societies of ancient civilizations that were fucking far more advanced than us, what they was doing, how they was leaving this bitch. You know what I'm saying? They stepped into spirituality and they found the way out this bitch. And they don't want you to find your way out this bitch. They want to take you before you do, so that your ass could come right back here again. They could keep the cycle going on. But once you find the way out this bitch, you know, you good, baby. You golden. I know some people gonna be like, you can't leave out here in your flesh and shit. You don't know what's possible. Anything is possible. Yeah, you came in this bitch in your flesh. You might be able to leave in this bitch in your flesh. You don't know. Don't nobody know everything. The same way you could use a microwave to fucking heat up a hot pocket, the same way the oven could do it. You don't know. They even said in the book of Enoch that Enoch was one of the people that his body did not suffer. His whole body went with him. So come on now. You know what I'm saying? They want to kill your ass. They want you to go. They want to harvest your organs and shit. You know what I'm saying? But when you got the eye of discernment, your first eye, your third eye, you stepping into your spirituality, Spirit not gonna never lie to you. Spirit gonna tell you that you shouldn't be with that person. You shouldn't be at that place. You shouldn't be at that location. You shouldn't be there. You know, like right now, Spirit telling me where I'm at, I'm not supposed to be here. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to work and shit. You know what I'm saying? Get my money right, better my situation, fix my situation. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm trying to pull my own weight. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple people that'll look out for me in my corner and stuff like that. But what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to better myself, man. I'm trying to be able to provide and help myself, even though me being out here the way that I'm out here, it is kind of like, you know, like I had to find a little duck off spot to go stash my bag. But I was walking around for maybe like a week or 2 weeks with a 60-pound book pack. I didn't even have a stash spot. But now I got a stash spot, so now I can let my body breathe. Like, I was gonna sleep the whole day away, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't gonna sleep it away, but sometimes I just like to sleep for days. I know that shit sound crazy, but sometimes I just like to lay down for like a day or two. Let my body rest, man. Let my mind rest, let my spirit rest. You know, meditate. Just like to rest. I don't always have to constantly be in motion and moving and shit. You know, you ain't gotta eat every damn day. You gotta let certain body. You gotta let some shit take a break sometimes, man. Yeah, our ancestors had a different realm of reality, but our ancestors was more civilized and advanced than us. So the shit we doing now is child's play. But the more everybody open up they eye and they step into the spirituality, then we could better this world, make it better and make it be once what it used to be or better than what it used to be. You know what I'm saying? Everybody start to open up their spirituality, open up their eyes, start to live in their spirituality. When everybody start to live in their spirituality, nobody gonna pay bills. Nobody gonna have a light bill, a water bill. Nobody gonna have to pay for shit. It's gonna be things gonna have different values and systems and shit, like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna cut this fucking video short right here, man. That's the dangers of spirituality. Society, the government, the police, the military, the witches, the warlocks, the masons, the Freemasons, all of these secret occults and these bastards that covered and hide esoteric and esoteric knowledge They don't want you with your eye open, your first eye. They don't want you living in spirituality. They want you living in a religion, because they could control you. They can make you comply, you know. But once you got your spirituality on, you know what I'm saying, they can't make money off you. They can't confuse you. They can't bamboozle you. Like, for example, a lot of people get hurt. Shit happens. They go into the hospital. They go into the doctor. They gonna get perk 30s and big farmers and shit. Other people, they spirituality is so uppity. They like, oh, I'm hurt. This fucked up. Oh yeah, you know what? I'm gonna book a flight to Arizona, and I'm gonna just spend a month, and I'm gonna take a bath every other day in this red clay. I'm gonna get so much red clay, and I'm gonna give me a little tub, and I'm gonna break this red clay down in it till it become a nice paste, like clay before you mold it. And I'm gonna let my body rest in this red clay. Cause let's say your arm broken or some shit. So you rest in this red clay for a month. That's in Arizona. I guarantee you your fucking arm gonna be healed. If not, all the ligaments and shit gonna be back in motion. It's just the nervous system probably still having to repair itself. But you going to the doctor, and then you going to Arizona, and you going to get some red clay, or you going to find a resort or a spa that utilize this red clay so you can heal your arm. They gonna kill you. They kill motherfuckers like that. You know, because they can't make money off you. You're not part of the system. You're not part of society. Like they say, you're not giving your part. You're not giving your part to society. You're not playing your part to society. Bitch, fuck you and society, bitch. I'm gone. Yeah,